Hey guys, it's Alyssa Marie, your intuitive reader. I hope you all are having a fantastic day today. My life's going really good. I did get a new puppy and I'm so excited to welcome her to our family. A cute little pug puppy, and she is very little right now and she's sitting over there. She's sleeping, but if I do need to pause, I will do so for that. But today we are going to be doing a pick a card reading on messages from Gaia, messages from Earth, planet Earth, whatever you wish to call it, messages from Gaia. We're going to see what we have. I'm actually going to be using a new deck that I purchased, the Earth Magic Oracle, for this reading. But before we get into it, if you guys are interested in a personal reading, in crystals, things like that, the link to my Etsy is down below. I do have several things on sale. For example, all of my jewelry's on sale. It's like 35% off or something. Also, my new crystal confetti is on sale, and random things are on sale, so you might want to check that out if you're interested. But let's go ahead and get into it. We have 3 piles to choose from today. We have pile 1, which is this beautiful shell. We have pile 2, which is the snowflake obsidian cloud. And we have pile 3, which is a moon face made of plum jade. Plum blossom jade is the name. It has multiple names, but that's that one. So go ahead and choose which you're drawn to, and you will find the link to that particular reading down below, or I should say the timestamp to that particular reading down below. All right. Hey guys, for those of you who chose pile number 1 with this beautiful shell, this is your messages from Gaia, Mother Earth. What is it that she wishes to tell you at this time? What are the energies surrounding your life? What's going on? Let's see. I'm going to be pulling about 3 of these cards today for your reading. So let's see. What are the messages for pile 1, please? What are the messages for pile 1? Okay, wow, so I'm going to take, that's 4. I'm going to take the 4. I would have taken 3, but 4 came out, so we're going to take them. The first card we have is Volcano with Volatility, okay? We also have Tsunami with Wake Up Call. Wow, this is some intense energy, pile 1. We also have Tree with Grounding. And then lastly, we have Wolf with Instinct. Okay, so all right, I see a clear message here, okay? So where do I begin with this? So first of all, I want to let you know that there are going to be some kind of, what's the word I want to use, like brash or kind of just bam energies coming into your life. And it is going to be somewhat of a wake-up call. There are going to be some things where it kind of feels, and I don't say this to scare you, I'm just saying what I see, okay? And when I tell you this, you can be prepared for it and you can handle it appropriately. So there are going to be some things or thing that happens, I want to say pretty soon, where it's going to kind of feel like things are very shaken up. It might feel like the rug is pulled out from beneath your feet, but I want you to know that that's there's a reason for that, okay? It's meant to be happening. You're going to feel as well like this volcano, okay? Things are going to kind of bubble up. It's gonna feel, you might feel a little irritable, you might feel like, holy crap, I just want to scream, I just want to punch the wall. Don't do that, but you're gonna feel like things are bubbling up. And there's a reason for this as well, okay? So there's a lot of energies that you are meant to be purging right now. And honestly, with the wolf, with the grounding, there's some messages that Gaia has been trying to get to you, okay? This can be regarding numerous things because this is a general reading. It could be about your love life. It could be about friends. It could be about your job. It could be about your spiritual path, right? It could be a number of those things. There are particular things that Gaia, that Earth, planet Earth, and her energies have been trying to tell you, and you know that she's been trying to tell you this, but you have actually not been paying attention. Or you have been paying attention, but then you've been kind of, turning the cheek, okay? So you might not know exactly what I'm talking about, but if you do a little bit of digging, you're going to say, okay, I see what this is, all right? And because of this, because everything is an energetic exchange, sometimes the universe and, the energies of source, of God, whatever you want to call it, will literally, because the energetic frequencies are not in line, things that are no longer working in your life, things that are, were meant to, I do have a new puppy, and so if she whines a little bit, I do apologize, and I will pause. She's having a little dream. I just got a new little puppy. But anyway, so with that, there were things where your brain was like, no, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. And your heart said, no, you're not supposed to do that. Your heart said, no, this isn't good for you. But there are things where you just kind of ignored. And that's very common, okay? But you kind of ignored, and you looked for a lot of, I would say, the green flags when there were so many reds. Okay, and I know this is kind of a harsh message, but this is what's coming through, because there's always green flags with things. I feel there's always light in darkness, but sometimes there's just way more darkness than light, but we choose to not look at the darkness. We choose to just look at the light. Gaia is telling you, you really need to focus on those red flags with, like I said, with your job, with your relationship, with your spiritual beliefs, whatever it is. And because you necessarily haven't been doing that, you are going to kind of receive this wake-up call. You might have already been receiving this. If you haven't, it is probably going to come in the next couple of days, and things are really going to bubble up, and things are going to feel kind of crazy. And that's the reason for it. But how do we navigate this, okay? The way to navigate this is to continue to follow your intuition and to really spend time in nature at this point, specifically around trees. So, if there's not a bunch of trees where you live, any type of plant life, okay, even if it's a cactus, okay, plant life is going to be really working with your energies. But if you can find a tree, that's the best. And really spend time sitting against a tree. Trees really have calming energy, and they do have an aura. And, you can actually communicate with the tree while you're sitting against its back. You can say to it, tree, I need some help relaxing, and I'm going to give you some of my energy. We're going to have a beautiful energetic exchange. I thank you for this shade you are providing me. I thank you for this air that you are cleansing. And tree, I need some help grounding. And just putting your back against that tree and taking some deep breaths. This is actually really going to help these energies that are kind of going to be bubbling up. And I want you to know that you're going to feel like, ooh, like you can't handle this, but you can handle this. But you need to keep following your instinct in life, okay? Because like I say in all my readings, your intuition is not lying. When you feel that in your heart, in your gut, that feeling in your gut, you need to follow it. And you can choose not to follow it, but it will catch up with you. And usually when it catches up with you, it's a lot more intense. And that is what is going to happen, or what is happening. But there are things you can do to mitigate this or lessen it. And that is to be, first of all, aware, which we are now because of this reading, but also to really spend time with trees and in nature, really doing some calming exercises, meditations, and most importantly, continuing to listen to your intuition and to take the path that your intuition wants you to take, not what your mind wants you to take. Okay? So I know that's an intense message, but that is what I see for you, pile number 1. Understand too, you have got this. You have this in your grasp. And energies may seem a little wonky, but they're meant to be wonky. You're meant to hear this message. You're meant to be on this path, but now it's time to listen. Okay? So that's what I have for you, pile number 1. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. All right, so this is for those of you who chose pile number 2 with this snowflake obsidian cloud carving. We are going to see what Gaia, what Mother Earth has for you today. What are the messages she wishes to share for you at this time? We're going to pull about 3 cards for this reading. All right. Whoa, we have 2, and then I'm going to do the third one in a second. The first card you have, wow, this card is coming out for so many people. Wake up call. Oh my gosh, you got 2 of the same cards as pile number 1. Wow. Let me get the third card. That's pretty cool. Now, pile 1 did have 4 cards, but that's so cool that you got 2 same cards. Let's do the third card here. Okay, I'm just going to take the one on the top because a big chunk fell out. Focus with crystals. Okay, so that's a different card. So with your energy, you are not the same as pile one, but you do share some of the same energy, some of the same messages. One of the same messages you share with pile number one is you are going to have somewhat of a wake-up call coming up. You might have already had it. You're going to have it very soon. And with the wake-up call, it's going to be like, bam, you know, like, I know it sounds weird, but bam, it's literally going to be like that. It's going to be intense. And I want you to know that the wake-up call is coming to you because of, similar to pile number one, times where you're not listening to your intuition, times where you're choosing your mind over your heart, and you're choosing to possibly, you know, not do things, not message this person, not quit this job, not change your spiritual path, not, you know, there's many things. It could, because this is a general reading, you know, it can be a number of things. It can be one thing. Take what resonates. But there is a particular thing or things that you have not chosen to do because of your mind, not because of your heart. Your heart wants you to do a certain thing, and you probably know what this is. If you don't, you do want to do some digging, but there are things that your heart wants you to do that you have not done and you have actually put on the back burner. When you put them on the back burner, you have all right to do that, and they will be put on the back burner for the time being. But what is coming up now is things in the past that you have put on the back burner that have now kind of resurfaced, okay? They've kind of bubbled up, they're resurfacing, and it's gonna come in kind of a tsunami type wave, okay? You know normal waves. Now think of a tsunami. Whoa, that can be a bit intense. Now, I'm not telling this to scare you, I'm just trying to tell you so that you're aware, and there are some things you can do to lessen this impact, okay? First of all, make sure as you are going throughout your day, throughout your week, throughout your life, you are really focusing on what your heart wants at the moment. Don't be thinking about what your heart wanted yesterday, what your heart wants tomorrow, but what it wants at the moment. Also, spending time in nature, and particularly spending time for you. This is very similar to pile one, but spending time with trees and spending time with crystals, okay? Two of these things are natural, earth-made life, okay? Because a tree is living, right? That life. Trees, you can communicate with trees. I want you to really take time to go out in nature and put your back against the tree. A tree has an aura and it communicates. You can put your back against the tree and really relax. It's a great way to ground yourself. You can say to the tree, thank you, tree, for allowing me to lean on you. Thank you, tree, for cleaning my air so that I can breathe properly. Thank you, tree, for providing me with this shade. You know, things like that. The tree feels that, the tree gives back, the tree has a very calming energy. This is something that's going to help you through these times. Also, crystals. Looking at crystals that you have or that you want to attain and using them in your practice. We also have, look at this focus. That's a beautiful image. There is also a lot about really focusing. Okay, so now is not really the time to, I want to say, really take a step back. It's actually really a time to really hone in on the focusing on your intuition and focusing on things that you actually should be bringing forward. So, you know, I don't want to say like the word lazy, because it's not like, okay, because like I'm thinking, because sometimes, you know, I'll tell people like, it's time to just relax and kind of be lazy, right? I don't like that word, because you're not being lazy. Doing nothing is doing something, but you are kind of needing to be in the middle ground of that. You don't want to be like go, but you don't want to be like taking it easy at this time. Now is kind of a time to be in the middle ground. It's time to really take action within. First, that's the first thing, to really focus in on what it is your heart wants, because there's things from the past that your heart still wants that you have not done. And something to help you with that is really to, like I said, take time with a tree or trees in nature, in the meadows, with the flowers, with the crystals, and using those to really relax and to look inward, okay? Then it's time to take action, okay? And this action that you take, is an external action. I do feel it is something in your external reality that you are meant to do. Is it to quit your job? Is it to possibly not be friends with someone anymore? Is it to reach out to someone? It's going to vary for, this is a general reading, so it's going to vary for each one of you. But firstly, you need to go internally, then you need to go external, okay? But this wake-up call with the tsunami card, this is a card that does bring with it a bit of, I guess you could say, we could perceive it as negative. It's not a negative card. It's not a negative energy, but it's a needed energy. And I want you to understand that you are going to feel this like a wave. It's intense, but it's not a negative thing. It's intense because Gaia is trying to remind you, hey, you put this person on the back burner. You put this idea. You put this passion, whatever it is, you put it away for later and you haven't visited yet. So knock, knock, hey. And it's going to maybe feel like that tsunami, but you have got this, okay? You have got this. So that is what I have for you, pile number 2. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye-bye. All right, so for pile number 3, we have this beautiful moon, plum jade, plum blossom. It's called different things, moon carving. We are going to see what Gaia has to say to you today, what planet Earth has to say to you, whatever you want to call it. These are the messages from her. We're going to be pulling about 3. Okay, we have our first 2 cards. We have the stone people with vigilance. We have the summer solstice with radiance. Pull one more card. I'll take this one. Full moon with completion, because we pulled too many there. All right. So let me put this into focus here and let me get the cards so you can see them. Now this is really interesting, pile 3, because look what you got here. Well, you chose the moon, first of all, and then you've got the full moon again, but then you also have the opposite. You also have the summer solstice, you have the sun. So there's a lot of balancing energies. There's a lot about balance in your message, and I want you to really focus on things that you can balance out at this time. Things that need to be balanced out, whether it's diet or whether it's working and resting or working and playing, whether it's how much energy you put into a connection. Everything is meant to be in balance, and there's something a little bit now that is currently out of balance that Gaia is bringing to your attention. Okay, aside from that, with this card, okay, this card is really kind of pointing out to me vigilance. There's a need to be a bit vigilant at the moment. There's a need to be aware of your surroundings. And I don't say that, to scare you. I say that for you to be aware. And I don't feel like it's something like vigilant, like be aware of your surroundings, like, oh my God, someone's gonna mug you. That's not what I'm saying. It's more so be vigilant about your energy exchange, okay? It really aligns to what I was talking about balance. Be very mindful at this moment about, are you putting too much energy into a relationship? Are you putting way too much time into your work and not seeing return? Are you putting way so much, energy into, are you eating the wrong kinds of foods all the time? Are you, smoking? Are you drinking excessively? And it is affecting your energetic body, because it does, right? All those things do. Everything affects our energetic body, and we have to do things in balance, okay? Well, here's the thing. You don't have to. That was weird. I was like, you don't have to do that. You have free will. But the universe likes equilibrium. That's what I want to say. So it would be to your best benefit to try to balance these things out, because when you don't balance these things out, things can be a little bit crazy, right? Because the universe, Earth, will try to get you stable again, and sometimes she does that by ripping things out from beneath your feet, okay? So I want you to be very vigilant, again, regarding things that might be out of balance. If you don't know what these things are, you might want to kind of sit down, specifically for you, spending time in the full moon. Okay, so we just had a full moon not that long ago, so that's a little ways away. But spending time when the full moon rises again, spending time in the sun, and really kind of listening to those energies. Also with the completion, okay, there is something that is going to come full circle for you, all right? And this is a very positive message here. I think something that you've been really putting a lot of work into, again, whether that be a project, whether that be work, your business, a relationship, things that you've been really trying to do good or trying to put your energy into, you're going to see the return. And the reason why you're going to see the return is because you are going to be working on balance. This is something that is going to happen a little bit later, not a ton later, but I see a couple weeks from now, things are going to come to completion and come full circle because of the work that you do. And that work that you do is really internally, and it's about seeing, okay, what things in my life are not in balance, okay? And most of us can usually find some things that are out of balance, and it's not something that gets fixed overnight, but if you actively try to make those things in balance, am I getting enough sleep? Am I being active enough? Am I, in a relationship with someone where they're putting out as much love as I'm putting out, consistently? All right. And I say that because you have to remember, like with connections, I just want to make this clear. There are times when your partner or partners are going to put in 70% and you're putting in 30, and they're putting in 30 and you're putting 70. And that's okay, because sometimes, when we're in a partnership, we have to kind of pick up the slack of the other person if they're having not so good a day. That's normal. I want you to know that. But if it's something that's every day, bam, 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 that's where we can see it's unequal. Okay. I just want to make that clear for anybody who is wondering about that. All right. Because sometimes things happen. But also with the radiance, okay, this is very positive energy as well with the summer solstice, specifically as summer comes about. Now we are soon going to enter into, at least in the northern hemisphere, that's where I'm reading from, we're going to enter into spring, and then we're going to enter into summer. I think during summer, that for you, there's going to be a lot of happiness, okay? I see a lot of happiness in summer. I don't know if you're going on a trip. I don't know if maybe you're purchasing a car, you're purchasing a new house, you're getting in a loving relationship, but there's going to be a lot of beautiful energy. And that energy, again, is going to come in almost like this order that we've talked about, okay? First of all, it kind of is like, be aware, okay? First of all, be aware, be vigilant. What is out of balance? Then it kind of goes over here. Full moon, things completing. Oh, okay, this is completing. I see how this is. And then summertime, happiness and radiance. Now, that's not to say that you don't have happiness now, but things are going to feel really light. They're going to feel very warm. They're going to feel very wholesome, okay, coming up if they haven't now, okay? But still always find those energies always to be, there's just always something you can be happy about and you can smile about in your present moment. Even if you think there's not, there always is. Even if it's just being able to have a warm meal, to take a shower, to have a roof over our heads. But this is the message I have for you. So really be vigilant about that balance thing. Really look into that, pile 3, and otherwise, things are really going to come very clear to you, going to be completed, and true happiness and radiance is on the horizon. All right, so that's what I see for you, pile number 3. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.